Hi, prospective Smithies. I know college deadlines are right around the corner. Good luck with that. Here are some Smith pros, neutrals, and cons to maybe help you out. I ordered them from most obvious to some lesser known stuff. So, yeah, let's get into that. Okay, let's get into the pros first. One of the first things that a Smithy asks you when you introduce yourself to them is, what is your house? And houses are a pretty big part of the Smith community. It's basically a built-in group of people that you kind of know, and there are multiple student academic advisors or house community advisors in each house who, if you have like question or a concern, you can just contact them really easily. Most houses have house councils as well, which means there are always events or traditions or just things going around inside your house. I also get in touch with a lot of my upperclassmen housemates because they know things. They know things about courses, they know things about professors, they know things about what schedules are good. The second thing is the campus. The campus is so pretty, especially in the fall and the spring. I also love that the Smith campus is super small. Going anywhere is like a 5-minute walk, which is so epic when it's super hot outside, it's super cold outside, or you just really don't feel like walking. The 5-college system is great for taking classes outside of Smith, or if Smith has a class that you want to take, but you have heard terrible things about it. I feel like everyone who goes out to party goes to other colleges. Like, there's nothing much going on at Smith, I promise you. Going to parties at other colleges allows you to experience all types of parties. I can assure you that a party at Mount Holyoke will not be the same as a party at UMass. Since Smith is a school with no cis men, it feels pretty safe to walk around at night. Also, going to the gym is pretty good. In addition, Northampton feels pretty safe during the day, and the only thing that I've ever gotten like a campus safety notification for was when last week they had to euthanize a rabid raccoon. Overall, the trans and non-binary experience at Smith is good. I've asked some of my trans and non-binary friends to give me some insight on how their experience is at Smith. Maeve described her experience as a trans woman as great. She did not face mistreatment or transphobia. She feels that Smith has been supportive of her identity with a lot of resources. She did point out that Smith calls itself strictly a women's college where applicants have to self-identify as cis, trans, or non-binary women. But there are trans men here. So if you don't identify as a woman, you would have to misgender yourself on your application, which sucks. Theodore, a trans man, agrees that Smith uses very gendered language. So he thinks it really isn't the college itself, but the people you surround yourself with. Mara said that there aren't as many trans women as you would expect, but there's a good community between them. Forrest said that they feel accepted here. Professors are knowledgeable and respectful, according to Forrest and Theodore. Theodore adds that the health center, also known as the Shat Center at Smith, has great trans or gender nonconforming therapists. Of course, Smith students are not entirely free of transphobia. Theodore brings up that some students use pretty ignorant language. But there's a ton of queer people here, so Forrest says that Smith is a safer and more comfortable place than many. Next, I feel like Smith prioritizes sustainability a lot. So Smith has a lot of environmental related departments or events. So Seeds is very active with speaker events, which I really appreciate. Smith has a field station called McLeish, which is 20 miles from the Smith campus. I love it there. They have activities every Friday. Some examples are mushroom collecting and plant planting. The Botanic Garden is also something that I really appreciate because it allows everyone to appreciate nature. They have a pretty big presence, I'd say, on Smith campus, and they give out plants for first years during orientation, which I really like. Smith also has a huge geothermal energy construction project going on right now, and allegedly it will lower campus carbon emissions by 80%. There are a ton of student clubs and organizations on campus, and many are pretty active but also don't have a very large time commitment, which is great when you're a busy college student. and they're pretty easy to get into, of most of them at least. And it's usually really easy to also get a leadership position, which is a good thing to put on your resume, and honestly just something to do and take advantage of. So I feel like Smith has a really big arts and crafts culture, and I am a huge craft girly, so I really like it. Smith to Do, which I think is part of the Office of Student Engagement. They have craft events almost weekly, such as making shrinky dinks and felt pennants and friendship bracelets and everything. The Design Thinking Initiative at Smith is a place where students can go to work on any craft project they have. They basically have everything there, and you can work on craft projects big and small. They also host workshops like lino cutting and crocheting. The last thing is free laundry. This seems like such a small thing, but it'll save you money, and like a good amount of money too. When you're doing laundry twice a week, you don't want to be paying for that. Next, let's move over to the neutral stuff. At Smith, there are a lot of good things to get involved with, like Palestinian justice and climate justice. But although Smith is a very liberal place, things can get irritating. For example, I've been told by a lot of people of color to not take intro swag classes because some non-people of color, they just be saying whatever. They're just saying things about stuff that they'll never experience and stuff that they don't really understand. About general social events, I would say that they are not well attended and a little bit not exciting. So club events are pretty cool though, but they're mostly for club members. Low-key though, we have some really good speaker events. Next is downtown. Downtown is super cute, it's super cozy, it has boba, it has cafes, it has a ton of Asian food and gift shops, but that's pretty much all it has. There's just not a lot of variety, to be honest. Thrifting here is meh. Things are pretty expensive all around. It's pretty safe during the day, I would say, but intersection crosswalks take forever and they can be crazy. You're not gonna lack anything important. There's a CVS like 2 minutes walk, I feel like, but you're gonna miss stuff. Finally, let's get to cons. Okay, dining is possibly the worst thing about Smith. The food itself is mid, it's repetitive, it's uninspiring. But the absolute worst thing about it is the dining hall hours. Breakfast is a little iffy, it's 7 to 9. Lunch makes sense, it's like 11:30 to 1:30, which is what classes are scheduled around. But dinner is preposterous. It's 5 to 7. There's no reason it should be 5 to 7. Snacks are only offered when dining halls are closed, and that's only really in the morning or early afternoons. That means for the rest of the time, there's nothing at the dining halls. At night, they even take utensils and disposable plates and bowls away, which is crazy. Like, what if I want cereal? And I did, like a week ago, and they had nothing. Like, the cereal was there, but there was nothing to contain the cereal. I think I used like a coffee filter that I found beside the coffee machine. That's embarrassing. So on diversity, Smith is a predominantly white college, and usually I don't really notice it, but sometimes, you're looking around and you're like, wow, I'm the only person of color here. And that doesn't feel good. There are a lot of cultural clubs though, so there's some good communities out there, but it sucks. Yeah. Last thing I have is sirens. This one is really specific, and I think it's only applicable to those who live on Elm Street, but there are so many sirens every day. I think in the first half of the semester, there were like 3 to 5 sirens every day. I don't know what's going on in Northampton. It's like a small town. This is the end. Those are all the things that I can think of. If I think of more in the future, I'll add it to the description, so if it's been like a month or two, you can check the description to see if I've added any updates. Good luck on the evil college applications for all prospective students. I'm wishing you well. Have fun at least, maybe. I don't know. Bye!